So there's a lot of misinformation about what's working on YouTube right now. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down a secret that I found on YouTube that ultimately helped me get not just only a gold play button, but 3 silver play buttons. And you can apply this. And what's cool about this strategy is that you don't need a better camera. You don't need any significant levels of talent. You don't really need to improve your video skills. And you actually don't even need to be very consistent with this strategy. I actually found a cool way to ethically hack into people's brains. And I took a screenshot of my December recap on my Think Media channel, and it revealed some information that I think is super powerful. So if you download the YouTube Studio app, it'll give you a recap some months. And so in the month of December 2023, you'll notice that 75% of the views gotten on my Think Media channel were from videos that were published over 6 months ago. Now, depending on how you're measuring success, that might actually be like, well, why aren't your new videos doing very well? But I would flip it on that observation and it would say, actually, why aren't your old videos doing better than your new videos? Why would you want to make new videos that get views and then crash as opposed to create videos that continue to get views for weeks, months, and years to come? So 75% were watching older of my content being watched was from 6 months or older. Now, consider this. I'm in Leavenworth, Washington. Here's a few photos of my wife, Sonia, and I. And this is a Bavarian Christmas town over the mountains in the Pacific Northwest. And so while I'm on vacation at this place called the Post Hotel, that's like got a banya, it's got like ice baths, steam baths, dry saunas, pressure points on your foot, the whole kind of thing. Ultimately, I'm getting views on my library of content that's over 6 months old. And so how do you tap into that and how can you apply that? Well, in this video, I want to share with you 3 formulas that we're going to apply to 3 different free tools. So definitely stick around until the end. And because this is the Coffee with Cannell show, if you have a question, just put 4 question marks before and after, and I'll get to those. And then check out time codes and chapters so you can watch the beginning training as well as ultimately tap into any of the Q&A that you want to if you happen to be watching this on the replay. And if you're pumped for 2024, smash the like button. So ultimately, what we're talking about as far as the secret that I found was the power of using the YouTube search bar, which is free, to come up with video ideas that people ultimately want to watch and to come up with evergreen video ideas. You know, I just was looking in the YouTube studio and YouTube was emphasizing themselves, like advice from YouTube, that they said, create more evergreen content so that ultimately your library gets more views over time. Don't just chase trends. Not saying that's bad. Don't just chase trends, but also create evergreen content. But how can we do it? Well, let's look at some of these tools in the YouTube search bar. And the first one, we have 3 YouTube topic formulas, and I'm going to be breaking all 3 of these down. And I would love for you to let me know, what is your niche? Is there a giveaway? Yes. At the end of the video, Michael, I'm going to be dropping the secret word. So let me know, what is your niche? And I'm actually going to be doing this live with our community here as far as coming up with different topics. Now, why is this such a secret? Well, the problem that 99% of creators struggle with is they're making videos that nobody wants to watch, or they're looking for video ideas and they're looking in all the wrong places. Like some people are also looking for love in all the wrong places. But ultimately, we're going to use these 3 title formulas. And the first one, number 1, is how to. Number 1 is how to. So for DIY and woodworking is our first niche from the Dad Cave, and I'll switch up the niche on each formula. We're going to go to the YouTube search bar and we're going to type in how to build a table. Okay, so ultimately what we're tapping into in this powerful secret, maybe you've heard of this before, but most people don't understand even how to use this tool or ways to use it. So I promise you, you're going to get a couple insights that are going to help you get more views in 2024. So what we're using is when we tap into the YouTube search bar, it's doing a couple things for us. Number one, it's revealing what people are actually searching. So if you type in how to, it's the predictions, this autocomplete is letting us know what people are actually searching. So if you have a woodworking channel, so you could type in woodworking and immediately you start getting all kinds of video topic ideas, woodworking projects that sell, woodworking project ideas, woodworking tools. Great. So you could take your topic, your niche, and you can start brainstorming different video ideas. Now, this is better than AI. This is better than other tools. Those tools are fine too. But the reason this is powerful is because it's actually based on data of what people are actually searching on YouTube. So it's verified that people are interested in these topics. It's not just like, hey, ChatGPT, like, what are 30 video ideas? Like, okay, great. But those are these video ideas. What if we could actually verify what people are interested in? And so if we take in something like woodworking, you can take your topic and you could say how to, and even though how to woodworking is kind of a bad sentence, immediately I start getting this rich list ordered by most searched to least searched. So how to do woodworking projects, how to woodworking video, how to start woodworking as a hobby, how to start a woodworking business. And then this is where things like human psychology come in such an important way. For example, human psychology, understanding of who are you trying to reach on YouTube, understanding of what's the type of person you're talking to. And what I mean by that is, you know, if you're trying to do YouTube work, woodworking as a hobby versus as a business, that's like two entirely different mindsets. So it'll help us kind of drill down. And what we can do is you don't just like take it at face value. If it's how to start woodworking as a hobby or how to set up a woodworking shop, this is why the first formula of how to is what you want to start playing with. Like how to build a DIY could be the next thing you think about, because the community member that shared this niche shared DIY in woodworking. So how to build a DIY chair, and then DIY how to build a folding campfire chair, maybe irrelevant because you're not going to do folding stuff, but maybe you are. So you start going down this rabbit hole, how to build a do-it-yourself table, wood, and then a couple things that we begin to learn. One, if you hit a dead end and nothing is predicted, it should cause you to pause. Two, if you hit a dead end, it's okay to go back and then start reworking it. Because if you go, well, Sean, it doesn't work for me, nothing is predicted, that should cause you pause, because that would indicate that no one is looking for those videos. Now, doesn't mean you can't make that video. There's a whole other approach to YouTube by having a lot of curiosity. Even the title of this video is I found a YouTube secret. That's not actually a search. It's not a how-to term. It's even a different approach in the way I package this. But don't get it twisted. One of the best ways to start is to start with the search-based, revealed by YouTube insights that YouTube gives you. In fact, I'll give you 3 reasons why this is so powerful, and we'll go into these other formulas as well. But the reason this is so powerful is because, again, here at Think Media, our commitment to you this year is to help you win on YouTube, help you get into the top 2% of YouTube creators, which means get over 10,000 subscribers, help you do this full time. And also we deeply study not just sort of like the what to do, because everybody knows what to do. Like everybody knows that it's New Year's and like you should eat better and like work out and like cut out toxic friends. But the what to do actually isn't the hard part. It's more like the psychology, the momentum. How do I get myself motivated? How do I get out of a rut? So the 3 reasons why this is powerful is because you start with easy videos. Like when you reveal, some of the formulas that we're going to use and what it's going to reveal for us are going to give us what we're looking for. Is like, oh, that'll be an easy video. Some people overcomplicate YouTube. There are videos you could make in 2024, shot just on your smartphone. You don't need a fancy camera, with very basic beginner information. But the reason why you'll succeed is because you identified a particular topic. It wasn't because of a fancy title or a thumbnail. Let's improve those as well. Because you did better research using the tools that YouTube gives you. And in doing so, when you identify a particular video, it doesn't mean that it has to be hard to be successful. So you start with easy videos. Number two, you start with videos people want to watch. We know that for sure, because if you follow the process I'm going to be breaking down here, we have verified that people want to watch them. And number three, check this out, you'll get guaranteed views. I can't guarantee you'll go viral. You probably won't, but I can guarantee you'll get views, because if you do this right, it will lead to views. Because instead of just making random videos that no one's actually looking for, you're creating strategic videos that people want to see. So title formula number one is how to, and we've been using woodworking. It could be how to build, and it could be like how to, again, we learned this one, set up a woodworking shop, or how to set up woodworking. I just saw it. How to set up a woodworking, how to set up your woodworking shop. Now, for example, if we found this one, and for the person that submitted this niche, think about this. You might be able to literally vlog around your shop that's already set up. And this is why this could be so powerful, is because for most of us, we are probably sitting on some video ideas that are within arm's reach. We just don't see them. So I don't know if you've made the how to set up your woodworking shop, but if it's somewhat cool and you just think about like, how do I set this up? Well, I put this here, maybe you outline the video really quick. So you make like a quick, you get like a your journal, your tablet. You're like, oh, I did. This was the thought. So it's like kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there's the 5 things. There's your YouTube chapters. And then you're like, hey, are you curious about how to set up your woodworking shop? Wow, the hook was just identified because we were just using this, how to set up your woodworking shop. And then, you look at, we'll get to this later, but if you look at the other videos that are successful, the evening woodworker here said workshop design, 5 keys to small shop layout. By the way, your research here does not mean this should be your final title. What we're identifying is topics. So workshop design, 5 keys to a small shop layout. Okay, cool. And you look at a video like this and you go, oh, okay, I can make that and add that to my library. And here's one of the things that's so fascinating is I really believe this in 2024, you should make more basic videos and more videos that maybe seem obvious, but just are like hidden in plain sight. Because maybe this one, again, seems dumb, but it's actually really smart. So anyways, how to would be the first one. So how could you apply how to in front of your niche or topic? And then of course there's a zillion opportunities, like how to use a particular woodworking tool, So how to is the first one. Let's talk about the second one. The second one is versus, and give me some more topics. What are your channel topics? I'm going to do a different one. So if you're just joining, we're going through a YouTube secret, which is using the YouTube search bar to identify topics that have verified entrants that people actually want to watch, and if possible, that are actually pretty quick and easy to make. Because it's not about the production value, it's about the content value. So our first channel topic was woodworking. And if we found this topic, how to set up a woodworking shop. And if you're living this lifestyle, meaning whatever your channel is, you live the lifestyle of your channel topic. Like I live the lifestyle of a content creator. So I could easily make a how I organized, or how I set up my workstation, how I set up my battle station with these different cameras. I have made that video, but I could talk about, what do I travel with on the road? It's just, you're living the lifestyle. So you're making a video that isn't necessarily hard to make. Why? Because you're living it. You've already set up the woodworking shop. So you shoot it on your phone, shoot some B-roll, organize it quickly. And might I make a point, whenever you see, and because I have vidIQ installed, a channel that has more views on a video than their subscribers, you've identified a powerful topic that has so much interest in it. The interest is bigger than the influence of the channel. That's worth taking a sip of coffee on the Coffee with Cannell show to think about what that means. When the interest is bigger in the topic than the channel itself, because too many people make the mistake, they want to be an influencer and they have no influence. So some people get views because they have millions of subscribers. They could be really entertaining, very charismatic. That's why I said this doesn't take a fancy camera or talent. It does take, though, some experience, something valuable that you can convey on camera. And the topic itself, 500,000 people over the last 3 years. So this person experienced, the evening woodworker experienced what I just experienced when I was at a resort with my wife over the holidays, still getting views. this video gets more views than the person's influence and is still getting views 3 years later because we're reverse engineering this method. Again, number one, using YouTube title formulas from the YouTube search bar with how to. Let's go to number two, which is versus. One of my favorite kind of videos, versus. All right, so the next topic, I'm just clicking these randomly in StreamYard. MRA's got a channel on passive income and financial freedom. Okay, so I'm going to assume it's maybe personal finance of some kind or passive income. Okay, so let's talk versus. So let's go back to how to. So how to make passive income. Great. This was number one, formulas, how to, and then fill in the blank, how to make passive income with ChatGPT. What I'm looking for now, because you know your niche better than me, okay? So how to make passive income with ChatGPT and Medium. These are interesting. And we'll get to this a little bit later, but actually typing in the search, like using the search bar, discovering the topic, and then seeing what's on the other side can give you a lot of insights as you're brainstorming. But here's all I was looking for. I was looking for two things to compare, and I found them. So let's use ChatGPT versus some other stuff. In fact, one of the things that's most powerful about this is I don't even know what the other stuff is. We're about to find out together live. ChatGPT versus, whoo, now my heart has been tickled. My heart goes beep, beep. What are we? Okay, relax. So ChatGPT versus Stockfish. I don't even know what Stockfish is. Now you might, and I know you were saying passive income, but what we want to do is follow this rabbit trail of curiosity. And if we can make money with ChatGPT, could we make money with Stockfish? So you're saying your niche is passive income, financial freedom. Great. But what we want to actually do is then within your niche, focus in on, okay, what are some ways of creating passive income? There's literally thousands. Okay, great. Are you doing some stuff with AI? Now, I'm making a lot of assumptions. If you're like, I know nothing about AI and ChatGPT, well, you have two options. You could go research for 10, 20, 30, 40 hours and then turn that into a video. It could be very effective. You'll get smarter in the process. This is literally why the content creator career is the greatest career. If you love the topic that you're into, because for some, it might sound awful to go research for 20 hours. But if you're researching and reading about and studying what you love, then it's kind of fun to do it. Sure, it's work still, but it's kind of fun to do it. And then it's a benefit to the viewer, because I would love to watch a video about Stockfish and some other things. I understand what the different opportunities are. So let's say like ChatGPT versus Stockfish. We're going to do the search. It's a meme, maybe. I don't know what it is. Okay, broke chess, just solved chess. Okay, so ChatGPT. So by the way, this is why you also got to go deeper, because apparently what that was maybe ChatGPT beat a chess bot or a chess AI, perhaps. So let's actually go ChatGPT versus Bard. I do know what Bard is. The showdown, great. Now, where we could go is deeper on this, and give me a couple more niches, because let me try another one here. But ChatGPT versus Bard, like make money, or let's go money. I'm just going to press enter here, because I'm wondering about, people are obviously making money, which is right for you. Okay, great. So, and I might abandon this path because I'm still trying to get into the head of what your niche is. But let's say, let's go passive income, real estate versus stock market investing. That would be a direct passive income comparison. Which one will make you more money? Which one is more passive? Which one is more, and in versus, of course, this is Dave and Dave's influence, but that's a lot of views, 1.4 million views. It's not even close. Bigger Pockets, 23,000 views. So that would be another way to think about versus. But let's do one more on this title formula. Or one more niche. Tell me your niches. Tell me, I'll go back up to find one. Off the grid cooking, Katie's camp kitchen. So we're talking about 3 YouTube topic formulas that if you use these wisely will lead to guaranteed views in 2024. And our first one was how to, our second one is versus, and our next niche here on versus is camp off-grid cooking. So I need information. You already probably have this. Let's go tents for camping. Number 1, a good video. Top 5 tents for camping. What's interesting is on the other side is kind of a side quest here is how many of these are faceless videos. See, people are out here trying to buy now, and you probably should, because if you're building a personal brand, maybe like this person, you've actually been there and it's your own footage and you've tested it. But these top 2 videos, just again as a side quest, are like scripts written from Chat GPT, random B-roll of stuff, and then like probably affiliate links. Oh, they didn't even link it up. Somebody didn't do their job. US and worldwide links, no links. So anyways, you can see that this is a faceless channel. What that should inspire is just the fact that there's more videos you can create without having to go buy every tent in the world. It is, in my opinion. Or you might say, hey, I'm doing a rundown. I haven't necessarily tried all these, but I've researched this magazine and outdoor magazine, and I did this and I called 2 friends, and here's now the final list. This is the one I've tried. I've tried this one as well. Here's the other 3 that are popular. Those are out of my price range. Like, you could get into more affiliate marketing stuff, again, without having to like buy a lot of products. But that was a niche side quest for those that are fans of the channel and know some of these topics that we talk about a lot. So here's what I'm after. I am after, okay, North Face, White Duck, Coleman, Eureka. So I'm going to say White Duck tent versus. So right there, here it is. Here's the secret idea. The only thing that came up, at least in terms of these 2 brands, the only thing that came up was White Duck and Kodiak tent. So what that tells me, though, is, again, you can't get romantic if you're like, well, and I bet Coleman's on there too, but if like Coleman doesn't come up, you can make the video, but don't be surprised when it doesn't get the views. Using this process is key because we're verifying interest. Like, imagine if you were going to go to a friend's house, they're throwing a party, you're with your girlfriend, boyfriend, spouse, and you're like, hey, we're going to a party tonight. And your wife goes, are you sure the party is happening? Do you know it's happening for sure? And you're like, yeah, I mean, I think it is. And she said, it's 2 hours away. Like, I don't want to drive 2 hours if you haven't even got a text back and you're not sure the party is happening. And you're like, well, I don't know. I think it will. And so then you get in your car, you drive 2 hours, you get there, the house is locked, the lights are off, and the party's not happening. What's my point of sharing that? My point is, if you haven't verified that the party was happening before you went on the 2-hour journey, then you're going to be really frustrated when you get there and there's no party. Too many people make YouTube videos where they haven't verified the topic they're about to make. They spend hours of work creating the video. They spend all this thought creating the video, and then they're disappointed when the party's not happening and there's no views. This is why we're verifying interest. So if I'm going to make not only a versus video, which, by the way, could lead to a lot of monetization opportunities, I'm going to go Kodiak tent versus White Duck, because that was what was recommended to me. On the other side of that, I'm going to say, okay, Kodiak versus Spring Bar tents. Interestingly enough now, and I'm going to keep moving through these formulas, but I don't even know if anyone's made this video, because Spring Bar, unless Spring Bar is White Duck, and again, forgive me for tent ignorance, I don't really go outside. That's not true, but kind of. The last tent you ever buy, so the White Duck, but this White Duck is not even being compared. And this is what I mean when I say every day we discover video ideas at Think Media that have not been made. For people who say YouTube is crowded, for people who say YouTube is oversaturated, I'm like, well, then why has nobody made the Kodiak tent versus the White Duck tent video yet? People really want to see it. And you compare those 2 tents with affiliate links. Now you got passive income, 50 to 100 bucks a month coming in passively, and that video will be watched for the next 3 years. Time to get the tents. Maybe borrow one. Do you have one of those? Now let's try one other one. Let's go like, what was it? Kodak, Colgate, Coleman tent. More popular. This is also why it can be powerful to cover more popular products, because people are actually searching for them. So the Coleman tent versus the Ozark Trail tent. Great. Okay, here you go. This is that's a good thumbnail. Coleman versus Ozark Trail. Nice verses, nice thumbnail, 10,000 views. Very niche topic, but really great for your library. Arguably not super difficult to make. These are affiliate links to a $300, $200 tent. Here's a $305 tent. And I would argue this video is ranked and going to be ranked for a long time, if not, ever. You got another one here. Also, for a new channel, Outdoor FAQs, remember what we talked about earlier? Only 70 subscribers, but 409 views. The views are out influencing the channel's influence. Why? Because of following the research, following this process, following this YouTube secret of using YouTube topic formulas to ultimately come up with great video ideas that, again, no fancy camera needed, not even a ton of talent needed, just some experience. And thus hit number 3 is best. Now, I'll tell you about a resource we have in just a second that'll just give you even more of this, but these 3 are a really good place to start. So how to versus and best, and we're using the YouTube search bar. Let me get one more niche in the comments. Smash like if you're getting value, and let me know if you like trainings like this where we're getting really tactical and really granular. But let's dive into this third one. And then I have 3 tools that are going to take this research deeper. And so number 3 is best, and we need another topic. So let's go gaming news, nerdcore, nerd cave. So gaming news, this will be fun. So what stands out to me is going to be naturally best PS5 games 2023. Now, okay, that's some big competition, but a proven formula, right? So, and that was handed to us. That one might have been a little bit more obvious. Top 10 best PS5 games. Now, watch Mojo. It's going to be hard to beat them. Push Square. Never heard of them, but maybe they're on the rise. Push Square makes sense. Okay, the square button on a PS5. Smart. Trademark even. What is this new channel? Okay. But what would be the opportunity here would be to go deeper. So let's actually go best PS5. And what we want to do, and here's now some tactics around the search bar. Best PS5 space. Because I was leaning indie, but indie games. But then also notice that I know you said gaming news, but notice just all the different insights we're getting here that could lead us different directions. The best internal SSD. Now, again, another big opportunity. You're a gaming channel, but what's the best internal SSD? Best bang for your buck size, works with the machine the best. That's another money-making opportunity for affiliate marketing because you could link to the SSD drive on Amazon or Newegg or wherever. Internet settings. Now, again, if you're gaming news, you might not be as practical as this, but notice this is very interesting. But I was leaning more indie games. So we go indie games, and I put another space. Keep going deeper is one of the tips on the search bar. Best PS5 space, indie space games. So then you get best indie horror games, PS5, and then it does stop. Like, I think it pretty much stops here, but you now could take it further, meaning you could say 2023, you could say other nuances like that. You might end up saying top 5, top 3. A lot of people doing top 10 lists. There's some fascinating reasons to do top 50. Ultra long form videos, quote unquote, are underestimated, time codes, chapters, top 50 best indie horror games. I don't know. Like, is there even that many? But like, then people going through, they skip through. Maybe the video doesn't get massive watch time, but people are like 50. Like, there's probably a game on that list I don't know about. So this all happened in a niche that I really am not that educated on from using this search bar with these formulas, right? And so let's do one other niche in regards to this. Let's go evangelism. We are all over the board here. Benjamin, thanks so much for being here. So evangelism, so like best evangelism. Couple things that we see here. Now, I didn't know what would be predicted, But I think the mistake a lot of people make is they get romantic about the video ideas that they want to make. What do I mean romantic? You're making videos for yourself. You're making videos based on your emotions, what you feel. You haven't actually researched and verified interest. And then you're also complaining to me and you're frustrated with the review, with the views you're getting. What would happen if you researched before you pressed record and got clear on what people were actually asking for? So interestingly enough is you go best evangelism. Now TV shows on HBO Max, that's not relevant. Best evangelism sermons, interesting. You could get into a fair use like aspect of that. Maybe making a compilation of some of the best evangelism sermons, maybe even titling the video best evangelism sermon. Maybe you don't want to go that direction. That's a thought. By the way, that's what the audience is saying they desire. But the one that stood out to me, best street evangelism, you could do highlights of that and people could learn from. You're still accomplishing the same thing, but right there, that nuanced street just changed everything. Because now people are probably wanting to watch that because they're probably wanting to learn some methods, some like frameworks, some apologetics, some ways of communicating the gospel, some ways of communicating their faith, or they're entertained by, like, there could be a lot of reasons, but that's interesting. But the one that stood out to me is best books on evangelism. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and search it. You will want this book for evangelism. Here is one video that is only 1 minute long. That is an ad from an actual book publisher. That is the top ranked video. 5 years ago, someone did 10 books every Christian should read, 13 books that changed my life. But here's what's interesting. The top 5 books in 60 seconds on evangelism. Okay, so there's one. Did pretty good too, by the way. I mean, 3,000 views, but 7 years. Here's what I would say the mistake is here, is all these videos are too short. So I think, not that they're too short, but 2024, make sure you subscribe to this channel, Think Media Podcast, or if you like listening on audio, I've got some banger videos coming with top 7 biggest trends for 2024. Let me leak to you trend number 1 on my list. And in 2024, I'm going into my Google Docs here. Trend, I've got 7 big trends. Did about 20 hours of research, probably. Not even sure where my notes are. My Google Docs, you don't want to see in there. It's pretty disorganized. January video shoot is how I titled this. Okay, here we go. Doesn't matter. So here's the trends, but here's the one that I want to bring up here. This will rock your world, I hope. Number 1, actually, on the list. High quality, high effort, long form YouTube videos will continue to dominate. Videos will continue to get longer. With video viewership increasing on connected TVs, longer YouTube content is seeing serious success. Podcasts are pushing 1 to 2 hour range, and we're seeing top creators push into the 25 to 30 minute range on videos with higher average view durations, deeper audience connections. Colin and Samir predicted this as well. I saw this happening because I was noticing so many channels. Like, just go look at the result. Like, go look at channels. Look at Mr. Beast videos. Look at that guy that does these videos that always get 1 million views. They always go viral about like why your supplements. They're like, kind of like video essays. Supplements are bad. By the way, ruined my world because I spend $1 zillion on supplements and Johnny Harris. So if you ever seen like Johnny Harris, so 29 minutes, his videos are 29 minutes and they're all getting, now these are very difficult videos. And again, this video ruined my life, but or just showed me I was probably wasting a lot of money and probably poisoning myself. But your supplements are a lie. Thanks, Johnny. So, I mean, 21 minutes, 29 minutes. And by the way, of course, this one's just came out. There's too many things to compare on this channel, but let me just make a point that the video that's 11 minutes has a lot less views than the video that is 21. There's a lot of, I know somebody would be like, oh, that's a, kind of, well, but, and it could be topic. People maybe watch the channel. They don't care about the recap. I'm just saying though, that notice the views at, again, here's 13, 1.8, 38 though, got 2.1. This one subjective channel. The bottom line is high effort, high quality, long form videos. I would be focusing on that in 2024. And so if we go full circle back to what the research we're talking about should lead you to. Notice a video I just recently did said this book is a cheat code for content creation. And my video about one book was actually a 30-minute video. I read the book, which is a heavy lift that a lot of people don't want to do. I took copious notes. I then synthesized them into a video made for you. Let me know if you watch that video. This book is a cheat code. It's on the laws of communication from Maxwell. And the video's outperforming other videos on the channel. It's rising. And notice too, like even the way that video was positioned was different than what our research is doing here. But nevertheless, we're verifying, okay, do people want to read books on evangelism? What can we learn from the videos that are already out? And that was a long side quest to just say, I think they're too short. I think that if you also spot different formulas, like people saying, I read 117 finance books. Here's the 17 things that really matter. What's fascinating about that formula is nobody wants to read the 117 books. And it's this whole idea that when you save people time, when you get people good information and you are a synthesizer. Anyways, so just a couple thoughts on, you maybe wouldn't have thought we would have gone to street evangelism, books on evangelism when you mentioned your channel was about evangelism. You could have been thinking about something else, which reveals to me that there is massive opportunities that you can't see yet. Like if you ever see somebody who's doing better on YouTube than you are, it's probably because there's something they're doing that you don't know. That's why getting information and learning and being a part of streams like this is huge, because there's whole series of videos or whole clusters of video topics that would be so relevant for your channel. I would even argue they're low-hanging fruit, but sometimes they're maybe hard to see, or sometimes you dishonor it. Sometimes we like have this martyr complex where we're like, I don't want the low-hanging fruit. I want to climb to the top of the tree, get cut up by the branches just to prove, like it's not necessarily the person who puts in the most time or whatever. You might be able to find a quick video like we started this whole stream on, doing like how to set up your woodworking shop, where you're like, I'm going to shoot that right now. Like, thanks, Sean. I'm going to go shoot it. Just shot it on my phone, like stitched it together. Now it's the best performing video on my channel. Not because of a camera, not because of talent, because of the right information, because of the right research tools and applying the information we discover properly. Okay. So I got to share the 3 tools. We talked about the 3 formulas. Here they are again. We're using the YouTube search bar. I showed that on my Think Media channel, the majority of my views in December came from content that was 6 months old. And of course, we should do new banger content. But our approach at Think Media is leverage. I want to be hanging with my wife, chilling in a hot tub, while I'm still getting views and making passive income. The only way you do that is evergreen content. The only way you do that is content that has a longer shelf life. And if you use these 3 formulas, the 3 YouTube topic formulas, how to, versus, and best, those will be really helpful. And there's a lot more. In fact, if you haven't heard about it, today's Coffee with Cannell is brought to you by thinkmediasale.com. And this is a really cool bundle of downloadable PDFs, online courses, Canva templates for thumbnails. It includes our YouTube Clarity Blueprint if you really want to get clear on your strategy for 2024. And I think it's only $57 for 2 more days. The sale ends this Saturday. So thinkmediasale.com, link in the description down below. One of the resources in there is our 15 best YouTube title formulas guide. And so the how-to, the versus, and the other one I just shared with you, the best, I believe those are a couple of them. But if you found that valuable at all, it's like skip going to Olive Garden once and you could pick up the thinkmediasale.com. Like it's a pretty no-brainer. I think you're going to love it. So check that out. And if you like this kind of stuff, it'll only help you get better results. Oh, and this Saturday, I'm doing a 3-hour YouTube roadmap workshop, and it includes a ticket to that. So that's a live stream event. I'm going to be going through, if you want help planning, getting clear, getting your mindset right, getting your strategy right, and learning more tips like I'm sharing here. It's kind of a lot's packed in. Thinkmediasale.com, link in the description to check it out. Okay, let's go deeper though on what we're learning with these 3 YouTube tools. And here they are. So the first one is YouTube search. The second one is Google Trends. And the third is Google search. Well, Sean, what? Those aren't even tools. Well, actually, they are. And let's break down how you could use them. So give me some more niches, more of your topics here. If you're just joining, this is an interactive stream. And what we're doing now is, as we've used YouTube search bar and how it has autocomplete and it finishes our thought, how to set up a woodworking shop, then we kind of hone in on an idea like how to set up a woodworking shop, you know. Then what we want to do is go deeper to make the topic or our final video idea more rich, more complete, more unique. Because we're not just looking for like basic copy, whatever other people are doing. We want to dig a little bit deeper. So Sylvia, if you have more, give me a couple video topics so I know what you mean by lifestyle for women over 50. And then let's go. I'll go with Olga, graphic design tutorials here next. So let's talk about some graphic design tutorials. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the YouTube search bar first. So let's say like, okay, how to crop photos in Canva. By the way, education, software education, education channels like the one we're looking at right here, this topic, are so powerful because there's so many ultra specific questions, like the one I'm coming up with right now: how to crop photos in Photoshop. Oh, no, I don't want Photoshop. How to crop photos in Canva. I don't know if you're using Canva, but just follow me, follow the breadcrumbs of. And so, okay, first, let's get clear on the pain point. So people want to know how to resize a photo in Canva for free. They want to crop an image in Canva circle. How do you crop a circle photo? Interesting. Okay, cut. And your opportunity here, what would happen for a channel like yours is you might have just got your 5 next video ideas. And back to the fact, you don't need a new camera. If you have this set up, I'm using StreamYard, streamwiththink.com, like share screen. Hey, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to crop photos in Canva, or I probably wouldn't even open like that. I would say, all right, so here's how you crop a photo, a circle photo in Canva. Step 1, and I would just be sharing my screen as I'm doing here. And then I'd be brief, be bright, be fun, and be done. And you just make a video. In fact, and so this is then how we could maybe see how much competition's on the other side of one of these. And that is the first tip of the first tool. What I mean by tool is you're using YouTube search as a tool to look up how to crop circle photos on Canva mobile. Notice that some vertical only screen share video with a voiceover. Now, I don't want to call this low effort because it maybe research went into it. And I'm not putting it down and saying so, but I just want to encourage you that this person got 10,000 views on like talking over a real-time screen share of their phone. 10,000 views. Okay. So there's some videos in your 2024 future that are easy to make. And what is the other insight from this? Okay, a lot of people doing shorts to reveal that. Notice this one got 313,000 views, which would be worth studying. Okay. Also, the resolution of this is kind of blurry, which is not a problem because it got 313,000 views. But what I'm seeing, the initial things I notice is like, let's try to not make, oh, by the way, design with Canva tutorial, cropping in a circle, 500,000 views. Objection. Well, Sean, there's already some ranked shorts. There's already some full length videos and they're a little bit older. It looks like this might be hard to crack into. A, that's fair. B, I would say do it anyway. Too many people are avoiding making basic videos or they're overestimating the competition. If you verify interest in a video that already has 478,000 views, then the chance of you getting 555 views with a new channel is pretty likely. So I would say we're on to a sound, here's interesting. 6 months ago, this one didn't do good. I'm wondering maybe why did it not do good? One reason why is perhaps this stock photo person in the thumbnail. That actually could be harmful. People are looking for real, or they're just looking for like the answer. Notice like this one did better than this one, but different thing. So here's what I'm saying when I say use the YouTube search bar. I am saying identify the topic that you want to research, that you want to make a video about, actually then search it, and then analyze the ranked results for insights of what you could do better or different. So what could you do better or different? You might be able to, if it's mostly shorts or they're mostly low quality or they're mostly old, you might be able to make a longer form video, and you're not fluffing it up, but maybe you could have more clarity. Maybe there's been a major update to Canva's interface. There's lots of things you could, so your title ends up becoming how to do a circle crop 2024 update or 2024 new feature. So you need to add on those layers, and those insights could come. You'd be like, oh, this person's using the old version because this is the world you live in. Like, that person's using the old version. That person did it wrong. That person did it the hard way. So you might say, do it the easy way. And by analyzing the results, how long are the videos? What format are the videos? What can I learn about the thumbnails? What can I learn about the titles? What got a lot of views? And using a tool like vidIQ, so you can see who got a lot of views compared to their subscribers, or who got a lot of views and actually the video didn't get a lot of views. Because if a channel has 3 million subscribers and it got 50,000 views, you might be like, oh, 50,000. Yeah, but the channel has 3 million subscribers, so the video could have flopped. It actually could be really underperforming, but just the sheer momentum of the person's subscribers is why it got views. These are some of the insights that we could glean from simply using the auto predict to get the idea, and then actually going to YouTube search and seeing what's on the other side. Number 2, Google Trends. So give me another topic. Vonda asks, side quest, and then we'll come back. How do you know if it's ranked? Well, you would know, what's ranked by just what ranks. Here's what I mean. The competitor's video. So if we say how to set up a woodworking shop, the ranked videos are the first page. And you could play around with like incognito if you want, incognito window, but more or less, yes, sometimes your results are personalized, but actually not that much. So there's going to be a lot to learn on this first page. You could analyze the shorts, look at shorts views, you analyze the thumbnails, analyze the age of the videos, but the ranked videos are these top videos. What can I learn about these? How do these individuals structure the video? Could I structure my video different? Sometimes you'll see things like, it's interesting if this is 5 and this is 11 and this is 10 minutes long. Okay, maybe length isn't an issue. In some cases, you might see all the ranked videos are about 15 minutes. So if you're making videos that are 55, it's not that you couldn't be on the first page, but there's just certain curiosity questions you want to be asking. Okay, so we've got digital art, Christmas growth. Which one are we doing here? We're doing Google Trends. Let's go. Dating niche won't work. I think it will. That's my favorite challenge. Telling me it won't work. Real rapid recap here would be, now we're talking about dating, would be like how to approach a girl. There's how to. Okay. A girl you don't know, a girl at the gym, your crush, a girl in college, a girl in volleyball. Specific questions. Maybe you're making these broad dating videos. What about how to approach a girl at a gym? Very specific thing that people are looking for. Okay, great. How to dating. You could say like dating versus marriage, dating versus relationship, dating versus courting. Again, interesting. You probably wouldn't have thought maybe doing dating versus marriage. Maybe you would. Maybe that's not a video that's relevant for you. Totally fine. But that's an example of just what verses could lead you to. And then you might say like best dating apps. Really good one, by the way. Best dating apps 2024. Come back later and drop a super chat tip for that one. Do the best dating apps. Do the research. Do the best dating. And maybe you already have. Sometimes that seems obvious, but sometimes I'm shocked because if you're literally a dating channel and you're not making the best dating apps, we need to have a talk. So for sure it works with dating. But let's hit another trend for, thank you. Appreciate you. Try that dating app video and then let me know how it goes. Okay, I got the best dating app of 2024. Sometimes what that might take though is you of course, if you just say the best dating app, it's not gonna be a very good video. People need contrast and conflict. Even if it's true, I probably won't trust you if you're just like, you know, Tinder is the best dating app. Christian Mingle is the best dating app. I need to know, like, I looked at the top 5 ranked apps, looked at the pros and cons of each of them, because again, I am not giving you full. I did say these videos could be easy, and these videos have verified intent, and these videos have guaranteed views, but I am not giving you a hall pass to put lazy effort into the final content. Content is king, and good content is like cream. It always rises to the top, no matter how many cups of coffee you pour. So we do need to reinforce this with good content. The myth is that it has to be super fancy or even like profound, but good content also could look like, actually, you did the research for people. You thought about the pros, the cons, the objections, the good, the bad, whatever, and you packaged it well. You put some effort into the structure of the video, all in service of the viewer. Okay. So now let's talk about Google Trends. One tool for your tool belt is Google Trends. And this can give you a prediction of a couple things. We should probably make a whole video on this, so I'll kind of be brief. But let's see. Let's go South and North Carolina business leaders. No, I don't know if is that the niche? It says whiskey. Let's go fitness, Sophie. Okay. So if you're in fitness, so what kind of fitness, Sophie? Like at-home workouts, fitness for women. So when you're in Google Trends, there's a couple things we could do. So if we're starting here, remember, we're saying, okay, how to get in shape fast at home. Okay. The best way to get in shape fast, what can I learn from here? It's a good one. Beginner workout made simple, full body workout. So now one of the biggest mistakes people make is they haven't even done exactly what I'm doing, which was search bar, intent of the audience, which we know they want to get in shape, fitness, that's Sophie's niche. Seeing what videos are ranked, that's what we're seeing here. We're seeing what's on the other side of how to get in shape fast at home. And then seeing the types of videos that have been made. Wow, is this a robot? Is this a gaming channel of just follow along with like a not real person that has 5 million subscribers? That's cool. I've never seen that channel. How to get bigger arms, which also would be the big opportunity here, because again, if you are targeting women in their 30s, then how to get bigger arms in 30 days, probably not the main, whatever. So understanding some of those things is a big deal. We have some insight here, but maybe what I'm looking at would be like, we're going to use Google and then Google Trends. What are the biggest fitness trends of 2023? Wearable technology hit, home gyms, exercise, snacking, body weight training. Okay, great. So forgive me, I don't know about stuff. So I'm going to take hit over here, hit workout. I'm going to throw that in Google Trends. This is just one tool that I'll use in not every circumstance, but you could select United States. You could say past, let's go 12 months. Let's go all categories. Okay. And then let's go YouTube search. Kind of cool. So you can say not just web search, but YouTube search. All right. Now this peaks in January. Doesn't surprise me. There isn't this just, it's pretty much an 100 by January 29th as people are committed to their goals. And by the end of December, it's a 56, like one out of, it's sort of a decline over the year. So this right now, if you're aware of your niche, okay, fitness for students, we'll see if we go a little bit deeper. But Sophie says fitness for students. I think what we want to look for is different topics, and then we could see what's growing. Is HIIT growing? Is functional fitness growing? So let's also say, okay, what are the best workout trends 2023? Okay, let's get back. I'm going to go HIIT, body weight, gamification, personal training, exercise snacking. That's the one I want to do. I don't know what that means. I probably don't understand it. So no surprise, but you also can compare two things here. So notice the red line at the bottom versus the blue line up above. And so you also can look in like a 5. So if you're a gaming channel, this is very powerful. You could see if a game is increasing in popularity or not increasing. This is telling me like what hit workouts didn't exist before 2021, or they kind of did, but talk about a rise in popularity. So these kind of things can be interesting. You can look at how long has that particular search term. And remember, this is a free tool that can give us insight. To think about a direct application of how you might apply this. You know, we, of course, make camera reviews. So in some cases, what we're asking ourselves is, again, we're back to like verifying interest. So, and seeing how big could a topic get. So, you know, Canon M50, throwback, pretty classic. Are people still looking for the Canon M50? It's been out 5 years. Notice a massive rise in 2022. That makes sense. As soon as the lockdown happened in March, notice that rise right there. As soon as the lockdown happened in March, people were at home wanting to start channels, and the Canon M50's popularity shot from an 11 to a 53. That actually, it was part of the creator economy boom. Like Adobe did a report that said 165 million people joined the creator economy in 2022. And it's actually maintained popularity, even though it's an older camera. It's down a little bit now. It's up because people are like, new year, new you, new camera. When what they really just need to do is watch this video and use your current smartphone or your current camera, because it's much more about, it's much more about the strategy, right? And the production, like getting inside of the mind. So anyways, that's interesting. There is 5 years of the Canon M50, but what we can compare that to is we could say Sony ZV-E10, and you could start imagining how popular this could, or how powerful this could be. Okay, also super fascinating, because the Sony ZV-E10 is, I mean, it's superior in probably every way, especially to the Canon M50 Mark I, yet the Canon M50 is still more popular. Let's say I was coaching a tech channel right now. This is a mind-blowing revelation, because your intuition might tell you that camera's old, that topic is old, that topic's on the decline. This is my biggest pet peeve with like family gatherings. People proposing factual information based off their feelings and emotions. Don't you hate the other guy though? These are people, me, I'm the other guy. The guy that's like, can we Google and like actually look that up? Is that true? Like the guy that like ruins your party. You're like, you know what I heard? I heard that like everybody that takes turmeric is like going to get a tumor in their face. And you're like, is that true? And they're like, well, I read it in National Enquirer. I was, oh, all right, well, let's look that up. So here's my thing is my emotions and my conclusions in my mind might tell me that the Canon M50 is an irrelevant video to make. What this tells me, and there is a formula for this, the title is the Canon M50 still relevant in 2024? It's still being searched. There's still a Google trend on it, bigger than maybe the newer camera you would think would be more popular. And what I'll end up doing here is we could, you know, go deeper and deeper and deeper and go Sony ZV-1, and there's different ways you could word it. I'm going to use the point and shoot camera thing here. And then now notice the layered lines. We've got the red versus the yellow versus the blue, and the Sony ZV-1, all things compared, is the bigger camera. And Canon M50 though, overall, counting today, is the most influential, which together we're experiencing this. Like, I didn't know that this was going to be the results. This is the power of the tool. So let me encourage you that this one, I don't use this one every time. I probably only use this 1 out of 10 times. You know, typing like student fitness into Google Trends isn't really going to help you. What I'm after with the Google Trends one is maybe a product name, maybe a person name, something that's tangible and influential. It might be a search term, but what we then are projecting ahead is we're projecting ahead like, oh, wow, this one has some velocity, this has some interest. And remember, if you don't verify interest, that should be a red flag. And again, too many people just blaze forward without verifying interest and then are disappointed by the views. This is why when you research before you press record, it provides insights that save you a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of pain, the pain of editing, the pain of uploading, the pain of being discouraged by your results. Let's like get smart first, identify an idea, and let's hit number 3, which is Google search. And let me have one other topic. Hit me with your topics, hit me with your channel topics. Let's use Google search. Now, this one will kind of blow your mind, some of the places we can take this. And again, smash like if you're just jumping on the live stream, and check out the replay of this video, because this is pretty rich and thick. By the way, if you didn't know, we're doing 12 days of Christmas, even though it's 2024. And we do have a special, I have a giveaway a winner announcement, and I've got a code for you. And so maybe we can just throw up, here it is. Oh, I just deleted it. I literally just put the delete button, Victoria. The code is coffee. The code is coffee. Coffee with Cannell. The code is coffee. If you know, you know. And we're doing our 12 days of Christmas. And then we also have a giveaway winner. What did they win, Victoria? But congratulations to the watercolor classroom for winning. And we'll tell you what you won. I am from the 12 days of Christmas. My goal for 2024 is to start evergreen live streaming on a regular basis. Well, thanks so much for being here, Becky. And congratulations, Victoria. We'll tell you what you won in just a second, and we can try to bring that banner up. I just deleted it. Also, shout out to AO Hammer for the massive love. So grateful for the man you are today. Thanks for everything you share, Sean. Some money for the mission, DJ Blaze. I appreciate it. She's referencing to an episode where I got super vulnerable on the podcast, really shared my story that I haven't shared before. And really kind of just the early days, how the ups and downs, maybe some surprising things about my background and running from God, partying hard, trying to find my way, and a lot of life lessons as well. So check that out. That episode is called Minimum Wage to 1 Million Subscribers, My Story, which is one of the recent uploads. And then here's that book episode, by the way. This book is a cheat code for content creation. Again, not just making a list of books, but thinking about how you could add value around the books. Shout out to our evangelism channel that we were talking about earlier. All right. The code is coffee. And we're going to pick one more niche for our last thing. So, okay. Street photography. Andy, street photography. So let's kind of recap the whole video in a couple things we could do with street photography and what we're talking about. We're talking about the secret of using the YouTube search bar to come up with video ideas and topics that can get massive views or guaranteed views. So if we were to say how to get started in street photography, there's a how-to. If we use the YouTube search, we could look on the other side here. What can we learn from this video, their thumbnail, their organization? You know, we're actually kind of researching the ranked videos here. We could also say street photography versus portrait versus street photography, 35 millimeter versus 50. That is a fire topic. Because right, most street photography cameras, you are kind of a 35 millimeter. I don't know. Forgive me for postulating ignorance. But like, look, best prime for street photography. So this also happened it stood out to me, number one, because I went into the verses. I didn't even know it was going to give me millimeters for lenses, which makes sense. And then we go deeper and we start seeing, okay, some of the rank videos are 85 versus 50. This one's 24. A lot of people are going way more. They're doing 3. Here's one with just the 2. And notice it verified once again. 5,000 subs, 17,000 views. Remember, this whole video is not about actually helping you go viral. This video is helping you get guaranteed views, building up your library brick by brick, and also having videos that get views while you're on vacation. So use this information. It's not the only strategy, but it's probably the most important beginner strategy in 2024, because again, these videos could be easier to make, clear, verified interest. So that was the verses. We also might say best street photography camera lens photographers, YouTube channels. You could shout out other channels. It's a good way to collab. All kinds of ways you could take that just from going that direction. Then, of course, we're researching here. We could look at Google Trends, what's going up or down regarding that. But that was a recap of the whole video on street photography. To take this over to Google and use Google for a couple things. One, you could also type in best street photography, and these predictions are probably going to be different than YouTube. That's thing one. The Google search bar predictions are probably going to be different. I would say verified interest here is good enough for me. So if I was to be typing something in this and YouTube didn't autocomplete for me, but Google did, I'd still do it because Google owns YouTube. We get over 2 million views a year from Google, from YouTube videos. So beginners, cheap, all this kind of stuff. But what I like would be like tips for getting started on OnlyFans. Tips for getting started with street photography. All right, that's what we're after. Okay, tips, street photography tips from beginners. This is an interesting little window here, and here's why this is so powerful. Famous quote from Steve Jobs, quoting Pablo Picasso, quoting the person who actually said it. No, I don't know who said it, but I think it was Pablo Picasso that said, "Good artists copy, great artists steal." Steve Jobs quoted him. He said, "Listen, we've never hesitated from asking, what are the best ideas? What is the best information? What is the best way of doing it? And then taking those best ideas and those best practices and putting it into our original products." So good artists copy, great artists steal is not an advocation for plagiarism, but it is advocating that there's really nothing new under the sun. Shout out to King Solomon. And you're going to create an original product because your video communicated your way is going to be incredibly powerful. So this third tool of just using Google search will also help in the outlining of the video. And so here's a couple thoughts of how I might do that. Number one, tips for getting started in street photography is what I typed in. Number two, these are from sources across the web. This just made a list of what does tell a story mean? What does understand your camera mean? You could probably quickly come up with a video. If you know how to do all of this, because I'm just trying to get my brain primed, meaning that sometimes when I do this, I already know that I should ask for permission in street photography, model release, or, ask for permission, whatever. But maybe I forgot to include that in my list. So the heavy lift here is that we're crowdsourcing the actual tips. Like you can make a video called like 21 tips for getting started in street photography, and these might be the tips. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. If you actually believe you should be rude and not respectful, then don't include that one. But that's a great tip, right? And you can even go deeper, and it shows you the resources. But you might be like, oh yeah, I do that intuitively, but I wouldn't have thought to mention that. So I'm encouraging you to use OPC, other people's content, to inspire your video. So we have all these street photography tips. Maybe you take your top 5 or your top 10 off this. Maybe you use them all to make a more comprehensive video. We've barely got down the page and we're already getting a lot of value out of Google search. Next, too many people miss the opportunity of taking a YouTube video. No. Taking a ranked article and turning it into a video. If the research we're doing is verifying interest, then what better way to verify interest that humans really like a particular topic and title because Google ranked the post. So what I mean exactly, you typed in tips for getting started with street photography because that was our topic that was submitted here on Coffee with Cannell. We then see that the top ranked article is from Photography Life. It's a couple years old, and it's called The Complete Guide to Street Photography for Beginners. Now, there's other ways we could have come upon that idea, but let me just suggest to you that if you have a street photography channel, that it would be probably advantage. It would be a good video to make, would be The Complete Guide to Street Photography for Beginners in 2024. And that, my friend, was us going from the YouTube search bar all the way over to Google to ideate. But then what gets more interesting is we could click through and be like, okay, so here's the table of contents. Yikes. You want to talk about outlining your video? So you're like, so hey, welcome to this video. We're going to check out time codes and chapters in the beginning. We're going to be covering a lot of things. What is street photography? How to make a great street photograph? Do street photos need people? The pros and cons. Are street is all street photography candid. I'm going to be sharing some camera equipment in street photography. I'm going to talk about the code of conduct, some things as far as working with people. The table, they outlined your video. And again, you make the video smaller, longer, delete some things, add some things, but so much heavy lift has happened. And not only that, this content itself has been verified to please people at some level because it's the top ranking article on Google. But how many people want to watch this in video format? And again, I'm not saying plagiarize this, but I'm saying look at how much you can learn from the heavy lifting that's already been done. And we could go deeper. You could jump into Reddit here, which is a whole different tool, but Google ranked it, and look at maybe some different tips. You might read this and inspire a video called 5 Unusual Street Photography Tips, because you're like, oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that happened to me when I was in Belize. That was a good point. Like, and it helps you again formulate your next video. And if we go a little bit deeper, we could see others. Every street photography tip and technique, 5 techniques. These are good too. I'm pumped about this stuff. Linger and let the action come to you. I get it. Smart. Walk slow and don't take things for granted. Acting. What to say if you get caught. Pretty good. It's like good stuff. So again, and then any one of these tips might inspire an entire video, all from following our curiosity path of using Google search and seeing what comes up and what shows up. So I want to answer a couple of your questions, and let's recap though. We talked about these 3 YouTube topic formulas. We're using the YouTube search bar. You're using how to versus and best. And then the 3 tools are using the YouTube search bar by actually searching it once you've identified the topic, perhaps using Google Trends or going to Google search and then building out your topic, your script, your outline. Everything that has happened in this by using this process has not only verified interest in the topics, but it also has essentially verified interest in the information. What do I mean? If you take an article and turn it into a video, but the article already performed well, arguably the video will perform well. There's nuance to it, but it's already proven. So we have such a gift by using all this data that's already on YouTube and Google, and that gift helps us avoid pain and hardship from making videos nobody wants to see, from sharing information that people aren't super interested in. And again, these are just a few tools that I hope will serve you that are in your tool belt for 2024. I've got some coffee with Cannell questions to hit, but let me know your biggest aha moment and takeaway from this. And as a reminder, there's only about 48 hours left on thinkmediasale.com. One of the biggest reasons to pick this up, you could see this orange graphic here, the YouTube Roadmap Workshop. You get a ticket and you could attend live this Saturday, or the replays will be provided, a replay of the training. Let's get your YouTube plan right for 2024. Let's get your strategy right, your plan right, your clarity right, your topic right of your whole channel, like your branding. And let's talk about some of the changes to YouTube as well as what's working on YouTube right now. Again, the best way to get a ticket to YouTube Roadmap is thinkmediasale.com. And then thinkmediasale.com. Also, this is our holiday bundle, New Year's bundle, and it's ending this Saturday. Hard stop, not false scarcity. This year, we've gotten more positive feedback on this sale than ever before. People are loving these resources. I think it's only $57. Skip the trip to Olive Garden, skip 3 days at Starbucks, and you could pick this up, right? So anyways, if you're not serious about doing YouTube in 2024, and, you know, no big deal, no pressure, but just FYI, it's literally an incredible sale. I think over $600 worth of resources for $57, thinkmediasale.com, ending soon. And I would love to connect with you on the roadmap. We do have a couple super chats. Mark says, I appreciate your helpful content. I appreciate you, Mark. Thanks so much. I like that Sylvia's New Year's resolution is to use Google Trends more. I like that, Sylvia. And then let's see. Andy says, thank you for helping me out with street photography topics. I'm 15 subs away from 1K. Let's go. We're going to celebrate together. For sure, Andy, you're going to hit it. I think that the chance to break down kind of how all those tools, and you kind of got a trip inside of my mind in regards to like, if I'm you, like how I'm going to sort of identify a great video to make, build out a good, good content around that. So anyways, appreciate you. Thanks so much for your generous super chat. And let's do some rapid fire Q&A. By the way, congratulations, Water Room Classroom, who won from the 12 Days of Christmas. You get a live streaming kit. Woo! Side note, if you're not on like our newsletter, I hope you're getting emails from us. Maybe at one time you were and you're like, I haven't seen them. Check your junk mail, your spam folder, search for Think Media or Sean Cannell in your email inbox, add us to your safe senders, because we're always doing cool stuff like that. Not only will we give you like summaries of the best videos and content you may have missed and trainings like this, other master classes that come up, but we do things like the 12 Days of Christmas. So we're doing giveaways 12 days in a row and all free stuff, really cool. And that just was happening on our, basically email newsletter and email list. And so definitely jump on there. It would probably be smart for us to make it easy for people to jump on there. But the way to get on there is if you've registered for anything at any time. So if you go to like Think Masterclass, I'm actually doing another one of our masterclasses live tonight. Thinkmasterclass.com. It registers you for the class, but it also gets you on the newsletter. But I hopefully most of our community is getting that information. It's super valuable. And we're doing the 12 days of Christmas. Buckle your seatbelt. We'll see how many of these we could get to. Kevin, I heard that you should not tell your friends on social media about your channel because it can throw off the algorithm and your video may not be what that person views. One of the biggest mistakes people make is telling their friends and family about their YouTube channel. And here's why. If you share one of your YouTube videos with your friends and family, unless they happen to be just as passionate about the topic, they're into that niche, and they're YouTube consumers, them clicking on it and viewing and subscribing is pointless, and it could be harmful. Because if your mom is like, oh, honey, you started a YouTube channel? So proud of you. I'll subscribe. And maybe she's active on YouTube, but all she watches is miniatures videos, DIY videos of like homemaking stuff, how to make good Arnold Palmers and lemonade. And where are we? The Masters? And she ultimately is like watching all this stuff, but she clicks on your gaming channel and she's not into it. Then what YouTube's always doing is it's trying to group, it's trying to identify what your channel is about and who else would be interested in your channel. And they're like, wait a minute, like moms that are into miniatures are also into this gaming, because your mom's not ultimately into your channel. She's just supporting you. Your friends probably aren't consistent YouTube consumers, maybe, and they're not into your channel. So actually, the mistake people make is sometimes they can promote their channel just to get vanity views or vanity subscribers when they don't actually attract people who find the channel on its own merits or find it because they're genuinely interested in the topic itself. So you're better off doing two things. Number one, following the training I just taught and creating search-based content that attracts people legitimately interested in your content that are finding it based on that interest. Like there's no reason you're searching Coleman tents versus North Face tents if you're not interested in tents and camping. Like it would be pretty irrational that would be where you find yourself on YouTube. So now you're attracting somebody that's into camping, that's into outdoors, etc. So that'd be a good subscriber potentially and a good follow of your channel. So that's thing one. Thing two is when you promote your videos, I think it is good to promote them in a polarizing way. And what I mean by polarizing is like not being afraid to say, only watch this. This video is only for, and here's a better way to say it. If I was promoting on X and Twitter and I said, I just uploaded a new video on how to grow your YouTube channel in 2024. That's probably self-filtering, because if you don't want to grow a YouTube channel in 2024, you probably wouldn't click on it. If I said how to grow use YouTube to get more leads and clients for real estate, also self-filtering, because if you don't do real estate and you're not a real estate agent, you probably wouldn't click on it. So that would be fine to promote, because your mom's not like, oh, I'm going to go check out that real estate, because she's not in real estate. But sometimes I will verbally say, or we'll say it in email or in text, we'll say like, this is for you if you're going to love this video if you're a business owner that's already doing over 6 figures a year. Because the clearer you are, the creator who understands the viewer best wins. And so, and if YouTube understands your channel, it'll help you win, because YouTube does want to associate you kind of with keywords and concepts and topics to be like, oh, this is a street photography channel. So in summary, if your mom is passionate about street photography, then you should invite her to your channel about street photography. But in general, I would not try to just get views and subscribers from random people in your life that are ultimately just going to hurt the algorithm. John asks, monetizing a channel that potentially is geared towards kids, can it be done and how? John, with this one, I'm just going to recommend a video. We'll link it up. It's difficult. The way to do it is scale. And what do I mean? This might sound obvious, but like Blippi's doing pretty well, like financially. Like Blippy is doing all right. Ryan's Toy Reviews is doing all right. How do they do it? Well, now Netflix specials, brand deals, and insane amounts of views. The problem with views on kids' content is it's monetized differently. And so the exact math is broken down in this video. Advice for kids channels, money, views, and challenges from someone who really knows what they're talking about, Matt Geelan. So we'll link that up in the show notes. If you're a kids creator, this is a great video to watch. Very niche information, but very powerful. It can be done, John, but let me just tell you, it is a little bit difficult. Random Acts of Fungi. When you do research and search on YouTube, do you get different results because of premium? I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but I don't overthink YouTube search results when doing my research, meaning me being logged in versus me not being logged in, me having premium versus not premium, incognito window versus not incognito window. By the way, incognito window is the secret. And all that simply means is on Google Chrome, if we go up here, I don't even know how to do it. What do you click? Hit bookmark, install app. How do you do it? Oh, new incognito window. So now I'm not logged in. I go to YouTube. I'm not logged in. I search how to start. I mean, there's probably nothing better you could do than this, because you're not logged in. You're not on premium. Now you're seeing how to start street photography, sponsored post. That's an ad. Then you're seeing the ranked video. And this was the same ranked video from earlier, but you might get slightly different video results, but I would argue it's inconsequential to the feedback loop you're still getting. Sometimes like that video is 3 down versus number 1. Incognito window probably solves it. Don't get me wrong. A seasoned algorithm, even that's not logged in, meaning someone's been consuming YouTube videos on it, will affect recommendations, but it doesn't really affect search results from my experience. What it's maybe marginally, but it's inconsequential. So, but the shortcut would just be open up an incognito window if you're really trying to get like an unbiased, just like fully unbiased idea of what could you learn from the ranked videos on the homepage. Great question. What about using AI tools to create the videos? Yeah, so, well, that's a can of worms. I encourage you to subscribe. We're going to talk. I think I'm going to do a dedicated AI episode. I have so much to say about AI in our 7 Big Trends podcast that's coming out soon. But one, YouTube's kind of cracking down on AI. Of course, mainly if it's deep fakes, if you're imitating other people in their likeness or their voice, maybe if the video is fully generated, sometimes voiceovers. It's a little complex of a question to ask. Like, should you use AI? Yeah, you absolutely. By the way, our AI guide is included in our thinkmediasale.com. And so this is pretty crazy. Our AI guide, you can see it on the right side here, is the best tools we've researched. Thousands of hours of research now between myself, Brian, Melissa, Nolan, Omar, the best AI tools. And it's a living document, so we keep updating it. And so when you say, should you use AI to create, what about using AI tools to create the videos? There's 2 things I feel like you could mean there. Number one, like Bard, Google Bard assisted me in the creation of my trends video, mainly because Bard is so good at giving me data and stats and references and articles better than ChatGPT in my experience. So I used AI in the creation of it. I'm pretty sure that Steph, when editing, uses Autopod or Sammy. And so they throw the long footage in there and then Autopod the angle switches. And so instead of 2 hours of editing, it's a couple minutes of editing. So should you use AI tools as a content creator? If you're not, you're being foolish. But should you fully create the video with AI? There's different tools. We covered one on Think Media from InVideo and some different things. I think that's up to you. I think that it's it's shaky ground because we don't know what these YouTube regulations are going to be. It's kind of like I encourage people, like I encourage musicians to include popular music or even covers. And they go, what if I get demonetized? And I go, well, who cares if you get demonetized? Aren't you trying to get popular? Aren't you trying to get known? Aren't you trying to get views? Would you rather only have 10 videos with 10,000 views, but they're all monetized, but nobody knows you? Or would you rather have a video get 10 million views that isn't monetized, 9 more videos that are, but the 10 million viewed video gets you tons of subscribers, tons of awareness, leads to a record deal, leads to opening up doors of opportunity? That's kind of what I mean. So sometimes we're too myopically focused on YouTube monetization. Like, oh, YouTube demonetized the video. Yeah, but if it's still getting reach and it's growing your popular, you could have different videos in your library doing different things. So, but the reason AI is shaky ground is it's uncertain what YouTube's regulations are going to be. And that's why I encourage some people, even when it comes to fair use, I'm a pro fair use guy using OPC, other people's content, but it's risky. It's riskier than only you being in the videos, because for sure this is only me. And like, there's nothing in this video that's, if you will, copywritten or whatever. So it's a big can of worms. Should you use it? I think you can. I think you can experiment. I think you should be experimenting. I think you could try. It's AI is going to disrupt so much, to ignore it would be foolish, but that's a topic for another day. Ryan, I want to start a Christian YouTube channel, talking head style, go over the Bible says about specific passages and topics. Would it be a good idea? Would a good first video be about tattoos? Yeah, Ryan, like this is a good topic. Funny thing about Christian channels is we mentioned at the beginning of this video, you should be making more basic videos in 2024, more beginner videos or more simple videos or more obvious videos. What surprises me is people have Bible channels and they haven't made 10 videos on the 10 biggest questions people ask about what the Bible says. So even if someone's already made it, I don't care, make it, you should make it too. Even if it's kind of obscure, if there's verified interest, you should make it. And right now we're going to use the YouTube search bar to show you exactly what I mean. So what does the Bible say about Israel, tattoos, cremation, marriage, dinosaurs, hell, divorce, heaven, alcohol, sex, money, fasting, Halloween, and days? There's your next 14 videos, sir. And some of these will have more competition than others. There's obviously lots of different angles you could take, but there is literally the 14 videos. If exactly what you just said, Ryan, there's the layup. That's applying this in practice. And man, if people would just do this, they would get so many more views than talking about 14 things. Their next 14 videos, I don't know what they're about, but they're titled bad. They don't make sense. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to watch them. So that's what I would do, Ryan. It's a great question. Jared, what should be the average length to get the most views for these 3 kinds of videos? Okay, so impossible to answer question, but I mentioned earlier that longer is better. There's video length will continue to increase, and big creators are showing this trend that 25 to 30 minute videos are doing really well, and 1 hour to 2 hour video podcasts are doing really well. Now, the problem is people are looking for some magic formula. 5-minute videos do great as well. And you should do your research in every niche case. This is what I mean. The expectation of the audience for length is going to be different. Like if I was like World War II history, maybe my mentality is I'm ready to go 30 to 60 minutes. I want like some rich video essay documentary. That's my intent. If I was to go like 5 best foods for losing weight. I don't need 5 hours for that. 5 minutes sounds great. So I think the topic matters for the length. So you saying the way you grouped it, and this is a really good Q&A session because we're providing nuance on everything I just taught. These 3 kinds of videos are in a way not a kind of video. They're formulas, how to fill in the blank, this versus that, best this. The actual video itself still has to be discovered by you. So if you discover the 3 best lenses for street photography, then I would argue that video should probably be around 15 minutes. But let's actually go check. That would be the final step. What is the best lenses for street photography? See what ranks, but let's see how long the videos are. Top one is sponsored, not ranked. So we got 12 minutes, 13 minutes, an ad, 13 minutes, 15 minutes, an ad, 8 minutes, 19 minutes, 64,000 on the 8-minute viewed video, 112 on the 20-minute video. The higher ranked videos are getting like 36. So again, and this is all somewhat subjective, but what it reveals to me is like 3-minute videos are not doing good. Even 5's not really. So when I say longer videos too, get it over 8, you have, more opportunity for earning more on ad revenue. But these days, number one, I refuse to answer the question because it could lead you astray. It should be determined by you doing your research and then making an educated guess / informed strategic decision as to what would be best for the exact final topic you land on. But if I was going to default towards what YouTube wants, they want minutes most. They want people on the platform. Minutes matter most. Time on platform matters most. So longer is better if it's not full of fluff. If the topic necessitates a longer video and you could pack it full of value and you could keep audience retention, it'll perform better because it'll keep people on the platform longer. That's the logic. All right, I got to go meet my a contractor for a remodel we're doing, so I can answer like 2 more questions. Congrats again, Becky. Just cycling through these. So we already hit that. How do you know if a video is ranked? We already hit that. What about adding controversy to these how-to versus and best? You're right on track. So by using the 3 formulas, how to fill in the blank, this versus that, best lenses for street photography, best home workouts, body weight workouts or something. Okay, so you use the formulas. I am not suggesting in a 2024 world that you necessarily just use these predicted, like, by the way, 24mm street photography is a horrible title, but it is predicted, like 24 versus 35. There's a lot more that needs to be there. What we're doing though is we're verifying that people are comparing those 2 focal lengths. Then the next skill we need is the skill of writing great titles. So notice Pierre here said the final title for his video, which got 168,000 views, is 24mm too wide for street photography, which also reveals, like, reveals a couple things to me. One, he's in his niche, he's living it, and he's understanding how his audience think, and he's maybe thinking about questions they answer. So maybe what you know is, like, fact 1 is people want to talk about 24mm lenses for street photography. But then if we were to do like a mind map, we could splinter off a lot of ways to take that. A video could be, is 24mm too wide for street photography? And then remember English class? That's like your thesis. That's the thesis, and you build a video out around that. A whole different direction to go would be 24mm versus 35mm lenses compared. That's telling me maybe that, like, show me this photo versus that photo. Like, hey, do you want to see the difference of the 2 focal lengths so you can get a visual idea? That would insinuate that you need to have photo examples or hit record on your mirrorless camera and show the different whatever. So again, these formulas are a starter to come up with verified great ideas. But then you saying controversy is just one way of powering up a title. or being better at psychology or marketing. And so if appropriate, absolutely. Like 24 millimeter versus 35 millimeter. Anyone who uses 24 millimeter is stupid. Kind of mean, kind of rude, but like sometimes the title sort of like shows you the slant and it's controversial. Should you do this or that? Hint. Don't, you know, like here's what we did for the Sony ZV-1. When it came out, I saw, this is a pretty powerful strategy. When the Sony ZV-1 came out, everyone, you know, cameras are have competition. So everyone was making a video about it, right? Fine. Like the day it came out too. And I don't think we got it early. We oftentimes wonder like, dude, Sony, what are you thinking? But whatever. So I don't know if we had, I don't think we didn't have it or we did. I think we did. Here, what's the point? The point was, everyone, when it came to the Sony ZV-1 was like really positive about it. And it was all like best camera ever, finally, blah, 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 blah. Now I verified interest on the Sony ZV-1, whatever. So I knew the topic. You could see my video up top. 352,000 views. It's a streamed video. It's not even a very great video. I mean, it's all whatever. It's all subjective, but like I kind of just, okay, here's the takeaway. Best camera for vlogging, ? Hint, it's not the Sony ZV-1. And one of, if you will, the tactics or strategies that I think led to the performance of that video is we were contrarian to what everybody else was saying. It's controversy. Because everyone was like, it's the best camera, best for vlogging. We're like, no, it's not. And to give you the backstory, this was from doing my research, from thinking about what could be different than the way that everybody else is saying it, and from not invalidating my love for that camera. Why is it not the best camera for vlogging? Because it's too tight. Literally, they released, meaning that it zooms in too far. It doesn't zoom, it's not wide enough. The reason the Sony ZV-1 is not the best camera for vlogging in its native state is it's not wide enough at arm's length, maybe with the selfie stick, maybe with the screw-on lens that's actually a glue-on lens that screws on that Omar talks about. But what's the point is that literally the Mark II version, the second version Sony released, has a wider lens to solve that problem. But the punchline is after doing research, then it's like, okay, what's the angle? What's the psychological angle? What's the unique angle? What's the way to do, if you will, the opposite of what everybody else is doing? And it also stirs up a little conversation, but I wasn't just trying to be dramatic for dramatic's sake. I needed real information to back that up. And the real information was, listen, for the intent of vlogging by itself, it's not the best vlogging camera. There's some accessories you could add to it, but then that kind of, you know, which is fine. But again, all we're talking about is an angle, positioning, title, thumbnail, packaging. So by all means, controversy is incredibly powerful. And as a side note, this is why some of the title formulas we do here, like if you already picked up our thinkmediasale.com, I want to encourage, open up the 15 best YouTube title formulas and make those 15 videos in the next 3 months, according to your niche. This sale is only $57, but if all you did was just went through the 15 best YouTube title formulas, which again, those are more powerful than just like a list of ideas. Those have science-backed psychological principles behind them, like the one I just kind of described, talking about the Sony ZV-1. And so that's the kind of thinking that we want to help you with in 2024, so you can grow your channel, get subscribers, get views. And controversy is one tool, and not a tool you have to force, or not a tool you should use if it doesn't work or make sense, or there's not an angle for using it. But when it's appropriate, when you feel it, and when you learn how to kind of think this way and package your videos better, honestly, you're gonna get better results. And I think that'll really serve you. So listen, Coffee with Cannell is the show. This year, a couple updates. Think Media fam. Probably be doing these about 2 a month, if not more, but probably roughly 2 a month. Coffee with Cannell, a lot of times we'll have guests on. Usually those are our Video Reiki Academy students or VRA elite students. This is why you should be on the email, because there will probably be a couple times where we'll lob it out, and we have people get locked in ahead of time, but those are pre-scheduled where we also go through their channel. That's just how we're doing those lately. And we will certainly do some ones that are open up just to our channel subscribers, but you gotta, I hope you're looking at the community tab or notifications are on, because there's usually only 2 or 3 slots per episode. There'll be more episodes like this with deeper dive training. In fact, let me know if you liked me just kind of going deep and teaching. I wanted to kind of kick the year off with some super tactical stuff for you. So let me know your aha moments or your takeaways, and maybe what your favorite things or any Coffee with Cannell ideas. And even better, hashtag replay fam. Always have massive love that you're hanging out with me an hour and 40 minutes and 16 seconds into the replay. Insane. Happy New Year to you. And thank you so much for the love and support. But if you have an aha moment, I can also review the chat and the stream or any ideas for Coffee with Cannell. But it's our live show here on the Fake Media Podcast, probably twice a month minimum. We'll have some guests, we'll have tips, we'll have more Q&A like this. And I am committed to helping you win on YouTube this year. The landscape is changing. There are some challenges and giants to slay, but I'm confident that with the right skill set, the right mindset, the right support, the right community, the right information, that you can get an edge. And that's what this channel is all about. So I hope you've been getting value. Hope you love the show. If you're new here, thanks so much for being here. And would love any kind of feedback and stuff that you have. Definitely check out thinkmediasale.com before the sale ends this Saturday. If you're going to join me on the roadmap, can't wait to see you this Saturday. Appreciate you. Random Acts of Fungi. Jurgen says, my aha moment was this complete video. I love hearing that. I'm glad you're getting value. Gloria, thanks so much for being here. Vonda, appreciate you. Sending you massive love and respect. The Swedish car guy, thanks for rolling over the years. My friend, it means the world to me just to see your comments, to see the avatar, to see the support, to see the love. I do not take it for granted. Every time you've clicked like on a video, commented, shared, and I read as many comments as possible. Always, I actually pretty much read probably near 100%. I heart as many as I can. Don't get to respond to as many as I can, but I really pay attention. So when I throw out community tab questions and whatnot, I'm looking for insight to make better content for you. So I appreciate that. Andy, I could still probably land a kickflip right now. I'm 40. I don't know if that's a good idea, because it might take me 5 to 10 tries and I may fall and break my tailbone, but I'm down, bro. Like if we could, I got a skateboard in my garage. You make me want to go down and try right now. So I could still kickflip, maybe ollie down a 5-stair. My aha moment here in the perspective from the music channel 10 minutes ago, David, I'm glad that added some value. We'll cover some music stuff, gaming stuff this year as well. And Swedish car guy, because of you, I even did my 2024 content idea board. Let's go. Prior planning prevents poor performance. And 3 new video ideas because of this very stream. Well, if you got value out of the stream and you know other creators out there, then it also means the world if you share these episodes and whatnot. Man, I love all the love y'all are pouring out. Really, Mark, appreciate the love. Thank you, 808 Ladybugs. Glad. Yes. VRA Elite. Let's build. This is your year. Come on. Mahalo. Appreciate you. Let's build. You got Brian Brooke crushing it. VRA Elite. Man, that program is going to be insane this year. Our event, by the way, is coming up in April in Las Vegas, growwithvideolive.com, where we can hang out in person. Limited in-person tickets, not streaming it. So definitely come out in person. And man, love y'all. Tashai, did I hit your name right? Tashai Travels, VRA, let's go. Appreciate you, sending you massive love. And all right, I got to go meet this general contractor. Coffee with Cannell. My name is Sean Cannell, rhymes with YouTube channel. Thanks for being a part of this stream. Smash like, and I will see you in a future video.